the biggest thing about social is, why are you on social? And I remember, because I worked in the advertising agency world, and early on when social was first coming out, it was like, everybody needs to be on social. Everybody needs to be on social because social media is a new thing and everybody's there and yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, it's like, if you don't actually have a good reason, a good strategic reason that fits in with everything else you're doing to be on social, pause before you get to that. It's not like, well, I went to this conference and the speaker said everybody needs to be on social. If you can't first get to a reason of why you need to be on social, then that is absolutely the first place to start. But if you're going, hey, we've got actually really cool, fun products and services that we can help educate, entertain, inform people, cool. If you're thinking about, there's some stakeholder engagement and different things, but some of it too is social isn't always the best platform for that, because typically the reason why people are on social is they're there to be entertained and somewhat to be educated. And if the things that you have are not entertaining, you're going to struggle when you're competing with idiots like us who don't have the same rules that apply to them, or massive major news networks or fun entertainers. Like Jimmy Fallon, when you post a video on Facebook, the Facebook algorithm, which we'll talk about in a minute, is trying to decide, do you think the audience would like your video or Jimmy Fallon's more? And because they want to keep people on the platform. And if your video isn't somehow more entertaining or engaging or relevant to them, they'll show them Jimmy Fallon's video and not your video. So, it needs to start with the fundamental reason why. And next thing is, you need to pick an audience. Social media is not a place for you to target the general public, because it is far too broad. And coming back to the same example, your video needs to be insanely relevant, entertaining, and engaging to a specific audience for it to compete with Jimmy Fallon or the millions of other content creators out in the world. So the more narrow an audience that you can build, the more you can be relevant and interesting and entertaining. Whereas we tell the story of CBC Comedy has a Twitter account, and it is the lamest account in the entire world, and they know it. But they say the mandate was we needed to write funny tweets that everyone in Canada would laugh at. How many of you guys know you cannot write a joke that everybody thinks is funny and nobody is offended by? It's impossible. And in the same way, when you're trying to always just target a message to the general public, it's so much easier to just pick a niche and go, you know what, we're just going to pick this audience and we're going to serve this audience really well. It can make it a lot more interesting and entertaining.